Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest is one of the living legends of the IPB Pro League. He's been around for a while, went away, but thank goodness he is coming back. Johnnie O. Jackson, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Thank you for shed some light on the deal.
Yeah.
Thanks for contacting me and doing this. It's really great.
I mean, you're one of the OGs, man. There's, people talk about Dexter, but Dexter turned pro in 1998. You weren't that far behind. You turned pro at was it 2001 Nationals?
Yeah, 2001. I actually won the light heavyweight class at the 2000 USA, but Quincy Taylor got overall and got the pro card that year.
Yeah,
So
because
I
back
like
back then that was still when only I think when there was one overall winner at the USA turned pro, right?
right. Yep. Well, there was actually two. There was they started that year, 2000, doing the overall winner and the overall runner up.
Okay, that's fair.
And so Quincy Taylor got overall, and Fred Bagot won the heavyweight and got overall runner up, and I was the light heavyweight
Man,
winner.
Fred Bagot, what a blast from the past. He's
Yeah,
from
man.
my hometown, Waltham, Massachusetts. I
Oh,
have
no way.
I have no idea what happened to him. No idea. If anybody
Yeah,
knows, leave it in the comments. But a year after that, you won light heavyweight and overall NPC Nationals,
that's
beating
right.
out beating out a couple guys we all know for the overall heavyweight was Branch Warren.
Right.
The super heavyweight, R.I.P. Art Atwood.
That's
Two
right.
beasts. But man, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
and Art went on to win his first pro show at the
Toronto,
Toronto's pro. Yes.
and he beat
Or no,
Marcus
it was the
Rule.
Montreal pro.
Yeah. But yeah, I
It was
remember.
the very first Montreal pro, and he went. I'm pretty sure it was the Montreal.
Yeah, I remember because it was a big deal. He beat Marcus Rule, and I think Marcus had just won Night of Champion, or yeah, it was still
Yeah,
called Night of Champions back then. But
right.
one thing I'm curious: you turned pro at 198 and a quarter pounds. What were you weighing? By the time you're winning shows toward the latter end of the, let's say,
No, that
2015.
was an interesting deal. I weighed in. I mean, I had to come back. My ex-wife at the time, we jumped in the car with the heater on. We drove down to this gym. I jumped in the sauna, kept jumping in and out until I reached 198 pounds.
Wow.
Then we drove back with the heater on. She had a dress on. She's sweating and everything like that,
Wow.
so I could make weight. It was like, if I didn't make weight, then I would have to go heavyweight, and they only had like a little bit of time to make it, and I made it right at 198 in a quarter.
Wow.
And that morning for prejudging, I weighed 217 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that what you weighed when you first tried to weigh in for light heavies?
No, 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 no. I was right there. I was like a couple pounds over.
Oh, okay.
I was like 199, maybe, yeah, something like that, maybe 100, a little bit over 199. I
Wow.
wasn't far off. That's why I was like, really, like, I want to go light heavy because I knew once I carved up, I'm going to be so much bigger than everybody else.
Man,
If I went heavyweight, there
217.
was a chance of me blending in with everyone. So
How much time went by between you weighing in at 198 and you being on stage at 217?
overnight, prejudging
Wow.
was overnight the next day. And, I went to Orleans. It was in Vegas. I went to the Orleans where they have that huge buffet, and I
Yes.
just pigged out. I mean, I ate everything in sight,
Mhm.
literally. And yeah. And then by the time I woke up that morning, I had absorbed all of it. And it was
Wow.
just awesome. Yeah, it was right on time.
Wow. So you
Yeah,
were
guys
actually,
in the back was like, wait a minute, you didn't look like that yesterday. How
uh,
much do you weigh? I was like, it doesn't matter now.
ah, but you were actually, toward the higher end of the heavyweights by the time you were
Yeah,
being judged.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's 212 guys that are like 220 on stage by the time they carb up or more.
Yeah,
You
for sure. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, Flex
any
Lewis, for
yeah,
example.
any sport where you got to weigh in, MMA, boxing, these guys all suck down to some ridiculously low weight just to weigh in. But anyway, so the last time we actually spoke on the record, you were actually one of the first guests when I started doing these, and it was May of 2017. So you still hadn't even done the Toronto show yet. But that was an interesting win. I was very, very glad I was there to see that because I looked up. I didn't realize you had been runner up at the Toronto Pro 4 times before you finally
Yeah.
won the thing.
That's
Wow,
right.
going back a ways. Geez, 2004 to Durham Charles,
Yep.
2005 to Durham,
Yep.
2014 to Juan Morel, and then 2015 to Brandon Curry, and then 2017 you finally won it.
That's right.
So you weren't going to quit until you won that Toronto Pro, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. The second time I came in second to Durham, that following year they brought the Montreal Pro back
Mm,
in 2006. So then I won that show, the Montreal Pro in 2006, but I still couldn't win the Toronto Pro.
mm, man. So let me. You have 6 pro wins, or is it more than that?
Six. Yeah.
This is what I showed: 2006 Montreal Pro, 2007 Atlantic City Pro, 2012 FIBO Germany, 2015 Texas Pro, 2017 Toronto, and then you won an Arnold Classic. You won the 2017 Arnold Classic in South Africa.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a year.
Yeah. It
Um,
was.
Jeez. So were you thinking, I want to know, when you started that season, were you thinking, this is definitely going to be my last season? I'm going all out.
Yeah, well, the season before I had planned on, getting out, that in 17.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I've in 15 I planned a couple more years, and 16 I pretty much it didn't waver. Um, I still had that same plan, and I ran into a little bit of health issues and stuff like that. So that kind of confirmed me that like, you know what, it's time to slow down a bit and all that kind of stuff. Where the
Yeah.
where the getting where the getting is good, you
Mm.
know. So I didn't know what was going to happen in 2017. I didn't know I was going to win those 2 shows, but I just gave it everything I could, and we're heading out. I mean, there was no ifs, ands, buts about it. What I was going to do. And it was just any other year just grinding and seeing what I can do.
Yeah, because so that was it. It was health issues. It wasn't the fact that you were still winning shows. Your body was still looking the same. I don't think you had any crazy injuries. So really, you didn't go out as one of these guys who are, a champion who then they're taking fourth place, then they're taking eighth place, then they're not in the top 10. And it's kind of painful to watch sometimes. The guys just don't know when to leave. But you had a plan that you wanted to walk out on top while you're still on your game.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a plan to walk out on top per se,
Mm,
um, but it was like what I mean. Like I said, while the getting was still good, I came into the contact with those few issues and stuff like this. Um, and so, it's kind of like these guys are monsters on top of it. Am I going to, what can I do really to fight, you know, this fight, and is it you know, um, a smart fight,
yeah.
for me at this, phase of my career. So it was, at the time, it definitely, I think, was time. I was really tired as well. I've done 8 shows, in one year,
Mm.
several times. And, I had a good run and been to
How many
over
pro do you
60
know total?
countries.
How many pro shows did you do? I know it had to be a lot.
Yeah, I have no idea. I lost count a long time
Wow.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it had to be like 50, 60, upwards of that, right?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
I've done like I know at least 3 years in a row. I've done 8 shows.
Wow.
Somewhere around there, 7 or 8 shows.
Yeah.
In one year. So and that's it. And it's detrimental. It's that's who I am. I like to work. I like to have goals. I like to do stuff. Anytime I'm sitting on my butt, I'm thinking I'm lazy. I need to get going. But it's
Yeah.
detrimental to being a bodybuilder and especially a pro bodybuilder that want to win because, I really never accomplished the size that I actually probably could have if
Hmm.
I took the rest in between, instead of just one after the other after the other, you
Yeah.
know. But I didn't know at that time as much as I know now, and you know how it goes. If I knew now what I knew then, it would be a
Yeah.
totally different thing,
Wow.
you
So
know.
you're talking about you don't think you had the size you could have had? My God, you're up. We could argue your legs could have had a little more sweep or something, but geez, your upper body, how much bigger could that have been? You had like the best back, the best chest, the best traps, shoulders and arms. It was all jacked, all thick and round and full. You think
Yeah.
it could have been bigger than
Well,
that?
you know what? I realized this. Uh, Mike, it was in 2003, I think it was. I went the European tour, Um, when Fedorov came
Oh
around that
yeah.
first year at the Russian Grand Prix and stuff like that, you know. And I remember being at that show and being on stage, and I was standing next to Ronnie,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and Ronnie goes, "Hey Johnny, hey man, check me out. Look, do I got veins out? Do I look good?" And I looked at him, I was like, "Ronnie, are you fucking with me right now?" I said, "Man, it's bad enough that I got to stand here on stage with you, but now you want me to pay attention to you. Really?"
That's hilarious.
No, and I looked in his eyes, and he genuinely wasn't sure. I'm like, this guy is so much better than everybody else. Is ridiculous. But even he questioned himself,
Wow.
you know. So
Yeah.
that's what I realized, you know, and that's one of the things that if you want to be the best or want to be considered the best or striving to be the best, if you ever, you know, at one time stop and look in the mirror like, yeah, nobody's better than me, you know, in all honesty, and you really believe that,
Mm,
then it's about time for you to start going backwards. You
yeah.
know, you kind of put a stamp on yourself of you're an idiot, and you know, you really don't deserve to be where you are if you think
Yeah.
you're better than, you know, everybody else. You know, a true champion always strives, you know, no matter what, to be better, you know, than whatever he present
Mm,
before, you know, and you never stop that.
yeah. You know what I call most of the people who think they're perfect and no one could possibly beat them? Third call out. That's what they're
Yeah.
called. Those are the guys. Those are the delusional people. So what was your like max weight? Was it about 240, 230 at least, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I consistently was on stage around 228, 232 if I was really pushing it and lucky, you
Yeah.
know. But at one particular time when I worked with Milo Skarchev,
Mm,
um, I was on stage at 240,
wow.
maybe a little bit more. And I got ninth at the Olympia that year. And I actually looked at pictures and I was standing next to Gustavo Bedell and I was like, holy crap, I'm
Mm,
actually almost the same size as Gustavo. I'm pretty
yeah.
close. So I
Yeah.
was shocked because you know I really never really knew, you know. And then I'm working out with Branch every day
Right.
also. So it's hard to judge yourself when you're looking at some this freaking freak of nature training with you every day, you know?
Yes, he definitely was one of the thickest human beings I've ever seen when he was at his biggest. So
Yes.
let's go back to 2017. That was, it was a great year for you. You won those shows, and I believe I think they had you up at the mic at the Olympia to say goodbye to everybody, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Absolutely. That was really nice for
Yeah. But,
sure.
that
It was
was
a
that was not your
surprise to
last
me.
show. You still did another couple shows after that, right?
I did. I did one more show.
Arnold Europe, right?
Yeah, I did Spain. I did, which you know I think they were kind of tired of me at that point. And then I went to what's his face? Oh my God! Now this is not the time
Niagara.
to come up
That's
with a brain cramp.
some other show. You did some other show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did, and you know, I mean, it is what it is, and you know, I maintained, but you know, like I said, it was that time,
Yeah.
you know.
So when it was all over, that was your last show for 2017, and you knew that's it. I'm retired after. Geez, at that point it was 16 years as a pro, and I believe you're already over 40 at that point, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you say did you have that dilemma like now what do I do? What do I do next? This is all I've known for so long. Prep and contests and what's your next show and travel
Yeah,
plans and coaches
yeah,
and diets.
yeah, definitely. You know, yeah, it was like wow, for sure. You know, it was like, yeah, what do I do? You know, that's yeah. I knew I would train, but yeah, man, that's all my life surrounded around was prep, 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 prep.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
What
like I said, I've done 8 shows in a year before, so I've prepped all year long, and yeah, it was really weird. But I mean, I prayed and you know stuff like this, knew that you know what I mean. As long as I did, you know, did what's right, and you know, followed, you know, the path that God had for me, I would be okay.
yeah.
And I was. I end up one of my childhood dreams, and I think every other lifter childhood dreams is to own his own facility. You know,
Yeah.
but this isn't really the day and time to own your own facility.
Mm,
unless you buy into like a franchise maybe or something like that. That's an automatic money maker.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that. I went and bought all my equipment and opened up a place and JOJ Fitness, and I've done that for the last 2 years and bust my butt putting all that together. And I mean, I've worked day and night, literally. I mean, Branch had a gym, and I heard his stories, and several other gym friends growing up had gyms, and they warned me and told me and all that stuff. But it's something I wanted to experience, and I have.
Yeah.
Um, so I enjoyed it the last 2 years, and I ended up selling it to Michael, uh, the owner of Gas and
Oh, okay.
Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold everything to him. We went to China on the Iron World Tour, Gas Iron World Tour. We talked over it there. My traveling schedules started to pick up for Gas as well as Mutant. So it was kind of a wise decision, and it was a great offer. Almost I could not refuse
Mm.
in the situation I was in and stuff like that, and could have been in
Yeah.
eventually. So I decided to do it, and I've been doing stuff with Josh Bryant, maintaining a bit, doing some powerlifting things and all that kind of stuff. So that competitiveness has always been in the background for me, there in
Yeah.
the back of my head and stuff like that. And you know, I guess once I got rid of the gym and got that relieved that stress, my next thing was like, I'm healthy, I feel good. Um, Hell, why not?
Mm.
Branch is in my ear. I think he really wants to compete more than I do.
Huh.
But
Mm.
that's a
Interesting.
whole nother. That's a different story. We'll talk about later.
Mm.
Um, so I think uh,
Huh.
yeah, me and he see it in my eye and see how I train, and nothing's different, and I'm stronger than ever. I mean, it's
Really?
stupid.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
Oh
going to
my
ask. Because
god.
what are you, 45 now? 46?
Yeah, I wish that would be nice.
So you're still young.
Thank you for that.
You'll always be young.
I'm
You'll always be
48.
younger than me. 48, you're a kid. That's still younger than me. But that's
Yep.
amazing. At 48 years old, you're stronger than ever. That is amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But the 2 years I was focusing on the gym, so I think the repair, the laying back, the eating, hanging out with family and not, beating up my body, in the gym so much, doing some here or there, but not going crazy. Um, I feel good. Once, me and Branch got back together, he had a little injury, he healed up, and we started back training together,
Mm.
lightly, and then all of a sudden, it just exploded,
Wow.
into here we go again.
Ah, wow. So when did you guys start training together again?
Shoot, before we went to China, about a week before we went to China, we started. So I guess it's been about a couple months
Oh, okay. Okay.
now.
So you talked about the 2 years where you weren't competing. And you were running your gym? Did you sort of let your body rest? Did you let your muscle mass come down? Did you stop with so many heavy compound movements? What did you do that really gave your body a really nice break where it feels fresh and ready to come back the way it is now?
Yeah, all the above. I didn't restrict my eating. So I got a little bit soft there. I totally backed off of training. Um, to be all honest, at one point when I first stopped, and I started the gym, and I trained a couple times, me and Branch trained a couple times, and I was so busy in the construction of the gym and stuff like this, and hurting so bad. I really, really totally backed off of training because I didn't want to feel like I was in a car crash every day. Every day I
Yeah.
wake up, I don't feel like I just was in a car crash. So I really backed off of that, and I didn't like it in a way, and I felt a little bit lazy, but you know, it truly, once you start, it's a domino effect. Once you
Yeah.
start being a little bit lazy and not training as hard, it's easy to kind of fall into that. I'm okay. I'll just do a little bit. That's good enough. Let me get out of here. There's something
Mm.
else to do. There's always something else to do. You can fill
Yeah.
your time up really quick, you know?
Mm.
And so I wasn't competing. And So working out wasn't a priority for me
Right.
anymore. You know, I have to push it as much. I have to be as big. So yeah, I lost, size, more fluff than size.
Right.
Um, yeah, because I'm pretty dense,
Yeah.
and the muscle is mine. So I lost a little bit of puffiness of training like that every day. And drinking all the protein and the creatine and all that kind of stuff, keeping the muscle cells pumped and full and stuff like that. But I was who I was, except for around the waistline, it started to getting us a little soft there. But yeah, soon after I start seeing a few little rolls in the back, it was time to tighten that on up again.
Yeah. Because I mean, you built your muscle. You built your muscle with a lot of heavy training, and that muscle sticks. It doesn't go away. Some guys you can tell because when they downsize, it's like they look like a balloon that someone popped. It just
Yeah,
because it's mostly
yeah,
machines and cables. But you're a world champion deadlifter. Very strong in geez, just every damn lift. We've seen the videos. You and Branch were. I don't know if there might have been somewhere in the history of bodybuilding two training partners that were as strong, maybe stronger, who knows? But as far as most of us know, Branch and Johnnie, those two, my God, just the weights, the things you guys
yeah.
did in the gym, it was like frightening to
One
watch sometimes.
one way you can tell about a guy and his deflation is his look at his neck.
Mm,
Most guys that's look at their neck and it's like, their head has gotten so much bigger, or you know what I mean? Something's going on. But yeah, the neck is usually a good example of a guy who was really pumped up and not solid. Because if you're solid, the neck usually is one of the things that grows. Because it's um, one of the things you need for to be protected.
right.
The muscle has to develop around it for it to be protected and stuff like this. So, that's how you can tell if a guy was, pumped up with stuff or he actually, was pretty solid.
That's an interesting observation because I can think of a couple of people right now. I'm not going to call them out, but now that I think about it, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Even in football, he played football. That's the first thing that you look at. This guy's neck. This guy has no neck. Even
yeah,
if he's a safety, he's got a thick neck, you
yeah.
know?
Same thing with
So
wrestling. You were a wrestler too, weren't you?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
And you were doing shrugs with like 900 pounds when you were 13 years old, if I recall correctly.
Yes, yeah, 16, yeah. 15, 16,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So one thing I'm curious about is, you were at contests in that 2 year period, 2018 and 19. Did you sit in the audience? Did you watch shows? And was it weird being in the audience instead of being up there?
No, I really hadn't watched anything except for my clients, whatever clients I had, and putting clients in shows and watching them and egging them on. And then
Yeah.
my daughter also, she had a little stint of competing.
Wow.
So supporting her and stuff like this, and had fun with her and all that kind of stuff. So
Well, hold on. Like,
yeah.
you can't just gloss right over that. Come on. So your daughter did, what division did she do? And what contest was it, local? Did she get to national level? Tell us a little bit more about that. Because this is second
Yeah,
generation.
yeah, she did. She's Janessa is her name, Janessa Jackson, and she actually did a show in Jersey. She did Maz Ali show in Jersey,
Oh.
and then did oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna not say it's Jason. You know who I'm talking about?
Jason
Arntz.
Arndt. Oh, he puts on a show
Yeah,
too.
yeah. She done his show also. Then she did a show here in Texas and got nationally qualified here. Um, and then she went to Team U
Yeah.
this year.
Huh.
Matter of fact, yeah, she did bikini. She was in bikini, and she got, I think, 10th or something like that. Um, so yep, her first time there. But
Did, did did you prep her?
yeah, all the shows I prepped her for, except for the show she got nationally qualified. I prepped her for, and then after that, she pretty much went on her own and did the Team U and stuff like that. We kind of had a little, dispute on whether she should do it or not,
Oh, okay.
and so I left it up to her and kind of like bowed out of it,
Yeah.
because then she's my daughter, not my athlete, and
Right.
so when it started becoming, you know. coach or I'm trying to be dad, and you know what I mean. She's being an athlete and not daughter, and those lines getting crossed. I had to back out of it and be like,
Smart.
we need to be father daughter, and that's it. You know, when you need to take your competing career and do it on your own. You know what I mean? Because I, you know, I can't let that come into. I'm the grown up, so I can't let that come into factor into our family dynamic. You know?
She's a grown up now, isn't she?
Well, yeah, she's 26, so
Yeah,
for sure.
that's grown. Was she the one that played? Was she played basketball for the Air Force Academy or something? Or was I thinking of somebody else?
No, somebody
No,
else. No,
yeah,
she
I think it's
didn't.
somebody else. My bad. So let's get back to Johnny, though. Enough about
Yeah.
your daughter. So this is the year when you started training with Branch again, and it just seems like everything's falling into place. I want to know, your strength is up, physique wise. You've had a nice break. When did you realize this is it? I really want to come back now. I got to get back up there.
I don't know. It was a bunch of things. It was, I guess, the getting rid of the gym, you know, because it's been on my mind. Getting rid of the gym, training back with Branch, scheduling with Gas, stepped up and stuff like this, and the video shoots and all that kind of stuff, and all that is just like, why not? All that, just looking and seeing my body change quick, from dad into want to be an athlete again, and it's just like, you got some stuff left, so why not? Why not get out there? Why not do it? And that's me. I always said, soldier is who I am. Bodybuilding is what I do. And that's what soldiers do. We keep on going till the wheels fall off. We keep going till the mission's done. And I don't think my mission is done yet.
Sorry, just to remind everyone, I actually forgot you're a Gulf War veteran, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's right. Thank you for your service, Johnny.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, you just mentioned Branch. So you guys started training together. I also have to ask, you've been training many, many years. Is he the best training partner you've ever had?
Uh, you know what? Well, my brother is, for sure. My
Okay.
brother taught me everything I know. Got me, on this monster wheel and all that. So yeah, nobody ever could overshadow him in my life, for sure. But other than that, yeah, I couldn't pick nobody better than Branch. And I wouldn't. I mean, I really don't train with anyone else.
I mean,
Even if he's not there, I don't train. I train by myself. I'd rather train by myself. And it's agony when I go off and have to train with the mutant guys or, stuff like that. I mean, I was getting ready to say I don't mind, but I do mind, because it's just not the same. We know each other inside and out when it comes to training, and we know how to push each other's buttons. The motivation factors off the charts,
yeah.
and I don't feel like that with no one else. So I don't even waste my time.
It has to be a very short list of people who could really keep up with you, and you could say the same for Branch. Not many people could really keep up with him. I mean, I tried training legs with him once, and he was just traveling. It wasn't even a serious workout for him. And dude, I wanted to die. I wanted to run
Yeah,
out the back door of the gym. It was like,
yeah,
oh my god, you guys are nuts. I mean,
yeah.
I
It's
remember
awesome.
you used to talk about we did training articles and some of the stuff like the leg days that you did when Brian would train you. It just seemed like something out of the dark ages. It was like 12 exercises, and you'd be like dragging pickup trucks through the parking lot and sleds, and oh man, it was like supersetting 500-pound squats with sled drags and leg presses, and my
Yeah,
god, it's just
yeah,
great.
pretty amazing. I brought one of my clients in with us when I first started training with Branch again, and he was competing, and I brought him in, to train with us one day back on top of that, and needless to say, I didn't see him for 4 days after that.
Wow.
But I trained his wife also, and the next day his wife said, he said that we must, behind his back when he wasn't looking, we had to take something. He don't know what it was, but we had to take something behind his back because there's no way humanly possible any human can keep up that intensity that long throughout the whole workout. He was like, it's not possible. Even with him being with us that whole time, he was like, there's no way.
Yeah,
It's inhuman. You cannot keep that energy up. There's
It's
no way. And we're, pushing 50, and he's in his early 20s. And
yeah.
yeah, it was pretty cool to hear.
I mean, it's, obviously people talk crap because your form is ballistic at times, and they say, well, he doesn't go all the way down or up or whatever. They don't realize people have shoulder issues, elbow. They don't understand. But the one thing I got out of with training with Branch, and I've watched your videos with him, is it's something very few people could keep up with, because not only is it heavy, it's high reps, it's intensity techniques, and there's like no resting. It's just bam, bam,
Nothing.
bam for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, there's not many people that could do that. It's
that's
brutal.
the worst. Because we don't worry about people keeping up weight wise or being able to outlift us. And we're not worried about the whole thing. Can you keep pace?
Yeah.
That's the whole deal. I mean, I'm out of breath literally the whole time we're training. I never catch my breath until I'm driving probably about 3 or 4 miles down the road from
Wow.
Metroflex when I start actually breathing okay.
Yeah. Well,
It's insane.
Well, it does give the muscles a different look. You guys have a different, denser, grainier look to your muscles than people that don't train like that. It's so, it's, I always say, before you criticize anybody's style of training, look at them. If it's working for them, then keep your mouth shut. Because,
Yeah, I don't understand that. I really never understood that. And yeah, I always say, there's 50 million thousand different ways of training. You just got to choose the one that works for you. And what we do is not saying this is how you should train. This is what you should do. This works for everybody. Hell no. This is probably pretty fucking stupid for us, but we love it. It's so much
yeah,
damn fun. We have so much fun doing it, and feel good afterwards. And that's, I use that lightly. But man, we get results. The bottom line, we get results. We love it. We show up every day to do it. And if
yeah,
we can show up, if something calls you to show up and do it consistently every day, it can't be wrong.
yeah. So I mean, it must be cool for you because you had all that period where you weren't training as much and you weren't training as the way you like to train and the way that makes you feel like you accomplished something. You must be really, every time you walk out of the gym now, you must be psyched, like yes, or even
Oh, you
thinking
have
about
no idea.
your next
Driving to the
workout.
gym. Yeah, driving. I can't wait. We're shooting today at Destination. We're doing the back shoot today. And it's at 11, so I'll get going here in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Um, but man, I can't wait. I'm ready to go. I can't even explain to you. I can't wait. I'm just like jumping up and down inside my body. Like I can't wait to get to the workout because it's going to be so much fun.
So
It's going to hurt like shit, but it's going to be so much fun.
so did you have something to do with Branch thinking about coming back too?
No, he's talked about it and talked about it and talked about it, and even before I even thought about it again in my head, he's talked about it before and kind of hinting around it. And I don't know. I don't know if he ever will. But I'm just saying I think he would want to, and I think he wants to. But I mean, it's a different day now, and as you can see, Wicked Cuts is went viral. I mean, it's literally jumping off the shelves, and jumping on the shelves in the different stores.
Yeah.
It's
Wicked
really
Cuts is his
crazy.
jerk because everyone doesn't understand. That's his jerky company. And man, that is
Yes.
some good stuff. What's your favorite flavor?
I guess the bacon I
Yeah.
like.
The maple bacon. Yeah, was it like
Yeah,
maple bacon or something?
yeah,
Boy,
it is.
it's like addicting. I could
My
eat a whole
daughter
bag.
loves it. My daughter loves that, so I have to say I like it too because that's
Oh.
what we have most of the time.
So I saw the list of applicants for the Arnold Classic. Maybe I shouldn't say that on the air, but I have seen it, and you're on there. So are you in prep for the Arnold Classic?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Nice. Thank you.
100%.
Cool.
Actually, me and George Farah,
Ah,
we just left Dubai this past Sunday.
yeah.
We were both up there and we talked, and here we go.
Nice.
So I'm even, more confident in having George in my corner and working with me. And so everything's going great. One day at a time. The body's responding, and we'll see.
Yeah, because I mean, some people say, well, it's going to be tough after a couple years away, but I look at it the other way: is you beat the crap out of your body doing. I think you must have done at least 60 shows. So you spent years and years in prep, training in a calorie deficit and doing all that cardio. it's just it beats up the body, and you gave it a very, very solid break. You've been away for almost by the time you get on stage again, it'll be well over 2.5 years. So I think your body's in a good spot. Being, forget the age. I mean, look at Dexter. He's
Yeah,
a
no, I promise you, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this.
yeah,
If I honestly thought 1 second that I couldn't be successful, if I
yeah,
put it all together, and put a team together that can help me and get my mind right and focus and every day do what I'm supposed to do and do my due diligence. If there was a hint in me that thinking I could not be successful in doing it, I wouldn't do it.
right, yeah,
Honestly, I'm not doing it just for, shits and giggles or look at me now or, whatever. I'm doing it because I think I honestly have something left and I can, make some waves and I can, give something to the IFBB. If I
yeah,
can come back and actually add something to, then why?
yeah,
Why do it? So I think I still have some words of wisdom to give some people and some good, showings to get up there and kick some ass and win some shows and some key shows and what I mean? Spread the word. And, I always say, to everyone, and this is me, is, we're passionate. Anyone that is a lifter, is a bodybuilder, or just a lifter, just in the gym, consistently lift every day. We do it because we're passionate about it, because we love it.
mhm,
We don't go in the gym just to go in the gym and say we go to the gym. We go because we love
yeah.
going to, is in our DNA. And guess what? Guess who put that there? You know,
I believe it's God. It was God.
God put
Yeah,
that there. God put that there. So if you're following what He has for you in life, you can't be doing anything wrong.
right.
You can't help but to be successful. I truly believe it. And if there was any doubt in my mind any other way, I would sit my ass down and continue to eat hot dogs and eat hamburgers and play Legos with my daughter.
Yeah, I forgot to mention you've won 6 shows, but you were runner up at 12 shows also. So that's a nice track record to have because I mean, geez, a lot of guys never make the top five their whole pro careers in any shows,
Right? Yeah,
especially
it's just
especially now when we have so many pros.
and the fact that every year I've turned pro, I've qualified for the Olympia.
Right, that's right.
I've been at the Mr. Olympia, so that's one of the biggest challenges out there for me is could you do it again?
Mm. Oh yeah, I think you can. Now I want to talk about you've been with a couple companies for a while. Gas, I want to say you've been with them at least 10 years. It seems like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Since 2012.
Yeah, I mean, how many people around the world bought these clothes because they want to look like Johnny and Branch and Flex Lewis? Yeah,
Yeah.
in the right light, if we squint, maybe there's like a slight resemblance. But how about Mutant? How long have you been with Mutant?
Oh my God, Mutant. I've been with them. I think it was. You know what? I think Gas was 2007 and Mutant was 2012. So I
Okay,
got them backwards a little bit. So I've been with Gas longer, um, but Mutant quite a bit too since 2012. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know much
Yeah.
about the Mutant Company. So what brought you over to them?
Oh well, the company's awesome. Um, Man, just once I did my research on the company, I seen what they have. I tasted the products, used the products. Um, then watch the videos. Watch how they come across, how they come across. And from the beginning, I loved it. Ron Partlow is the best. You
Oh,
know, they're true. They educate is the biggest thing for me is how they educate the masses. Yeah, if whoever out there don't know about Mutant, they really need to go on iammutant.com, the website, um, and really check out the YouTube, I Am Mutant YouTube, and educate yourself on Mutant because we really give out really good information about the product, how they work, what they do for you. Um, also, about working out, and, just different aspects of training, and exercises, just mounds of information, that's usable, that can help, young guys, and even, veterans like myself, to get back on track, or, educate themselves on, where you need to go, or what you're trying to do, and what you're trying to accomplish. The fastest way there is a straight line. The fastest way to anywhere is a straight line. So yeah, Mutinous, give you that straight line, give you that straight information to help you accomplish your goals. So it really impressed me when I first did my due diligence and looked them up. So yeah, it was a no brainer to try to get on the team myself, and I thought it would be a really good match, for myself, and it worked out well, and I'm very happy where I am.
Yeah, clearly they're happy with you. You've been with them for quite some time, so that's cool. So how many weeks are we out now from the Arnold? Are we 12, something like that?
A little under 12 weeks, yes.
Yeah. So have you been in prep for four? Do you do a typical 16-week prep?
Yes.
Okay, so you've been dieting down.
Yeah, I've
So
been doing it myself. I've been, getting my body right, doing myself cardio and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, myself and George started working this past weekend. Once I got back from Dubai Sunday, we sent pictures and got a plan together and talked, and here we go. Now we're going 12 weeks going down the road.
wow. So you're going to post progress pics for the fans on your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. On Gas, also, I'll be doing updates through Gas and through Mutant as well. We'll
I
be
got to look
doing
up your.
updates and pictures updates.
I want to look up your Instagram again. I know I should have written it down before we started. Johnnie with two N's. Johnnie O Jackson, everybody. All lowercase. Johnnie with two N's. JONNIE Jackson. Yeah. So I will be checking that out because I'm curious. You've been around a while. I like to root for the veterans, the guys who've been doing this a long time and are still at the top of the game because it's not easy. This is not a sport where many people last more than a few years. You're one of
Yeah,
a you're one of a handful that's still around.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. To be honest, when I turned pro, it was like close to 30. I was 29, getting ready to turn 30, and I was like, man, I'm going to have a short career. I can't believe I waited this long. And I was like maybe 35, 36 if I'm lucky, and here I am, 48, and we're still headed down the road. So yeah, people always do that, and I guess they do it just for. To keep the sport young. You know what I mean? Like not, to keep things going, to keep cycling in and out and stuff like that. They start talking about people's ages and how young this guy is, and he's up and coming, and this, that, and the other,
Right.
because they want to keep the sport seeming young, and that's fine, and let them do their deal. But if you let that stuff creep into your head and you believe in that yourself, then shame on you. Because this isn't football, this isn't professional wrestling, this is an impact sport where you're
Right.
getting body slammed, or you know what I mean, crashing into cars or whatever like that. So if you take care of yourself, there's a possibility that you can last a long time in this as well.
Yeah. And to your credit, the way you train and the weights you train, I didn't expect you to last this long. I thought you would have been. I look at Ronnie and I figured I didn't know if you'd
Oh
be
yeah.
I didn't think you'd be in that spot, but I figured, geez, him and Branch, I don't know how their bodies they're going to be able to hold up with this after years and years, but through the grace of God, you guys are still you're going to be training back together in like an hour, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, this is what I've done since I was a little kid.
mm,
It's not like Johnny come lately and I just started doing that. I've been doing that. My body, that's what I do. I mean, when I say that's what I do, seriously, that's what I do. And so, yeah, there's been injuries here and there and all that kind of stuff. And because I'm human, nobody's, it's not impossible to get hurt or whatever like that. So um yeah, things happen, but hey, I'm having fun. That's all I know is I'm having fun, and I'm headed to the crash course as we speak.
Wow. Cool. Well, have a great workout with Branch. I'm sure you will. I don't think you have bad workouts ever with that guy, you two. But Johnny, I'm very happy to see this come back. I would have been happy for whatever you chose to do because you had a great run regardless. But to know that you still have something left in the tank and you still have that fire in you, it's inspiring on a lot of levels, especially for the older guys who've been around a while too. It's good to see someone roughly our age, still killing it out there, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing at the Arnold Classic. So
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for recognizing. Thank you for contacting me. Thank you for putting me up here for your platform. I mean, it's awesome. It helps us, to present ourselves out there and give our spill on, our stance on what we're doing. So thank you for
you're
letting
welcome.
us have a platform to be able to do this. It means a lot to us, Ron.
No, I appreciate it.
So yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. And anything I can do, let me know. You
All right.
know.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on your progress. And Branch too, if he decides to come back, of course I'm going to be all behind that. If he comes back, so that's it, man. Thank you so much, Johnny. Appreciate you taking the time and yeah, spreading the great news. This is a lot of people are going to be very happy to hear about this. Trust me, you got a lot of fans out there. You made a lot of fans over the years. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Being in Dubai and seeing some of the people and their faces and genuality of, they support me and stuff like that. It's amazing, man. People, it's some jacked up stuff in the world, but you know what I mean. People are truly amazing. You
yeah,
know.
people are good at the core. I believe that.
Yep,
So.
for sure.
All right, man. So that's it. Thanks everybody for watching the Ronline Report with Johnny Jackson. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.